Welcome back, students. So today we are going to continue with the accounting equation approach. The previous class we have seen what is an accounting equation. So we saw that assets is equal to capital plus liabilities, right? Now we are just moving deeper. How to record a transaction using the accounting equation approach. So let us first take this increase in capital and increase in asset. Let us first think about such a situation where there is an increase in capital and increase in asset. So let me explain this using an example. So commence business with cash 1 lakh. Say for example, we are commencing a business with cash. This is our initial amount introduced into the business, which is nothing but the capital. When we commence business with cash, cash is coming into the business. So there is an increase in the asset. Similarly, capital is provided by the owner. So there is an increase in the capital. This is the effect. So you may even get such type of question for your examination, right? They may ask you, write an imaginary transaction for increase in capital and increase in asset. If they give you like this, you must think. You have to write an imaginary transaction for it. Able to understand? So you can write commence business with cash, which increases both the asset as well as the capital. The next transaction, decrease in liability and decrease in asset. So let us take paid creditors 10,000. So who is a creditor? The one who gives us some benefit without receiving money immediately. Right? Such a person is called as our creditor. So it can either be a banker or any financial institution, or a person from whom we have borrowed money, or it may be our suppliers. Right? So we are now paying the creditor rupees 10,000. So what are the two things involved here? When you make a payment, cash is involved. And the other one is creditor. So this creditor is nothing but our liability. So when we make a payment, cash is going out of the business. So there is a reduction in the cash, decrease in cash. Similarly, when we make a payment to our creditor, the liability gets reduced. So there is a decrease in liability. Able to understand? Now let us write in the form of an equation. So you know asset is equal to capital plus liability. So now asset, cash. We are not going to talk about the capital, so leave it. Right? So we'll put a 0 here. Then our creditor. So what is the amount? 10,000 gets reduced from our cash minus. Here also there is a decrease of 10,000. Able to understand this? So decrease in liability and decrease in asset. There is a decrease in both asset as well as liability. So you must put the sign properly. We are not going to add up cash. Cash is moving out, it's going out. So there is a decrease. So we will be putting the minus symbol here. Minus 10,000. So you may have whatever balance of cash you have. From that, we are going to make a payment to our creditor. Say for example, you have 1 lakh of cash. From that 1 lakh, you are paying 10,000. So the remaining will be 90,000. Similarly, creditor, you are supposed to pay 15,000, but you are paying only 10,000 now. The next situation, decrease in one asset and increase in another asset. So bought furniture worth rupees 25,000 by cash. So what are the two things involved? Furniture and cash. So both are assets. Right? So when we purchase furniture, asset is coming in. We are buying furniture, right? So bought furniture, asset is coming inside the business, but cash is going out. So there is an increase in the asset and decrease in another asset. There is you will have decrease in one asset and increase in another asset. So decrease in one asset, which means cash gets reduced, and furniture, as furniture is coming inside the business, there is an increase in the asset. Now how does this affect? Cash, and you have one more thing, furniture is equal to capital plus liabilities. Say for example, you already have a capital of 1 lakh. Cash also you have 1 lakh. Equation 1. Now let this be equation 2. Right? In transaction 1, so you are going to bring down the balance. So make sure after every transaction you have to bring down the balance, and your equation should be balanced, which means LHS and RHS should be equal. Now transaction 2. So we are going to now bring the furniture in. So you are going to buy the furniture, 25,000 as the cost of the furniture. So the cash is getting reduced to the extent of rupees 25,000. And there is an addition of 25,000 in the form of furniture. And here we are not going to do anything with the capital. The capital is going to remain the same. Now I am going to bring down the balance. 1 lakh minus 25,000, 75,000. And we have 25,000 worth of furniture, which is equal to the same 1 lakh of capital. Can you make out? So cash plus furniture is equal to now capital. 75,000 cash plus 25,000 worth of furniture, which is equal to our 1 lakh of capital. The next one, increase in asset and increase in liability. There is both increase in asset as well as liability. So example, bought goods on credit for rupees 15,000. So we are buying goods on credit. So this goods is nothing but our stock, which is an asset. So when we buy goods, goods are coming into the business. So there will be an increase in the asset. Similarly, when we are buying goods on credit, we are not going to make any immediate payment, but we have to make a payment to our creditors at a later date. So till we make the payment, our supplier will be our creditor. So there will be an increase in the liability. So increase in asset and increase in liability. Able to understand? So now this stock of goods is equal to our creditors. 15,000. This will be added to our existing stock. And this 15,000 will also be added to our creditors. The next type is that transactions affecting more than two accounts. Say for example, goods costing rupees 30,000 sold for rupees 40,000. So goods costing rupees 30,000, when it is being sold for rupees 40,000, you get a profit of rupees 10,000. So when goods are being sold, goods are going out of the business, which means there is a decrease in the stock of goods, which means assets gets decreased. One asset gets decreased. That asset is nothing but the stock of goods. Then when we make a sale, you are selling it for 40,000. Cash is coming inside the business. So increase in the asset cash. Decrease in stock, increase in cash, and when goods are being sold at a profit, it increases the capital. So this is how we will show the form of an equation. Cash, you are going to add 40,000. You are receiving 40,000 when you make a sale. And the worth of the goods, the cost price of the goods is only 30,000. That 30,000 gets reduced from the stock. 30,000 worth of goods are going out of the business, for which we are receiving rupees 40,000 in cash. So you are going to add 40,000 in cash and deduct 30,000 from the stock. And that profit of 10,000, when there is a profit, it will be added to the capital. In case of any loss, it will be deducted. Similarly, if there is any revenue, income, okay, so that income and gains will be added to the capital. Expenses and losses will be deducted from capital. In this case, we have a profit of rupees 10,000, which will be added to the capital. If we even look into the equation separately, 40,000 minus 30,000, 10,000. The 10,000 gets balanced with this 10,000. You able to understand this? So there are transactions which affects more than two accounts. This is one such. Okay, goods costing rupees 30,000 when it is being sold for 40,000. 30,000 worth of goods are getting reduced from our stock of goods. Whereas we are getting rupees 40,000 in the form of cash, which will be added to our cash. In such a case, cash gets increased, stock gets decreased, and the profit of 10,000 increases the capital, which will be added to the capital. Able to understand, children?